Quentin Messer Jr. I have the honor and privilege serving as president and CEO of the New Orleans Business Alliance. I get to work with some great people every day to try to create more economic opportunity, make sure that it's more inclusive, and enhance economic mobility for all New Orleanians. But you know what the best part of my job is? Celebrating entrepreneurs. There are people all over New Orleans that are building great companies. And today, we get to celebrate one of them, Dr. Frazier, CEO and founder of Obatala Sciences. Today, she will receive a Lantern Award. And a special treat is Secretary Don Pearson, leader of Louisiana Economic Development, will be here to virtually present her award. Let's hear a word and learn more about Obatala Sciences.
Hi, I'm Dr. Frazier, the President and CEO of Obatala Sciences Incorporated. We are a biotechnology toolkit firm that is advancing the fields of obesity, diabetes, and regenerative medicine. We manufacture human-derived adult stem cells, hydrogels, and supporting cell media products.
I'm Don Pearson, Secretary, Louisiana Economic Development, and so pleased to be with you here on this very special occasion where we are presenting the Lantern Award, our #1 award for manufacturing, to Obatala Sciences. This is a recognition of their outstanding performance, nominated by their peers for participation in their community, into the cutting edge science that they're involved in and their success with this, and what it means both nationally and internationally for Louisiana. To be recognized for excellence is only made possible by recognizing our companies that are engaged in excellence. Typically, we've been able to call our companies and invite them to the governor's mansion. The governor would participate personally, and all of these things have changed during this time frame in which we must follow all our COVID protocols. So to this year, it's a virtual presentation of this very special award, and pleased to hand it off and make it physically present there in New Orleans and recognize a tremendous effort by this company, recognized by their peers, challenging and on the front lines of the biosciences, the life and health sciences that are so important to our region, that are so important to our nation, and indeed the entire world right now. And just a very exciting acknowledgement of excellence right here in Louisiana, right here in New Orleans. And so congratulations to Dr. Frazier and the entire team there at Obatala Sciences that has made this award possible. And we're so excited to be able to recognize the excellence, the outstanding support in the community, and the partnership that we share together.
Congratulations again, Dr. Frazier, and to the entire Obatala Sciences team. Thank you so much, Secretary Pearson, for taking the time to present today. And now, let's have a fireside chat where we learn a little bit more about the meaning of the Lantern Award within the economic development community, learn about some of the greatest innovations that Obatala Sciences has made, and more importantly, get a little bit of advice about how all of us can realize our entrepreneurial dreams. So without further ado, let's hear from the woman behind it herself, Dr. Frazier, and then the man that leads LED, Secretary Don Pearson. I'll begin with Secretary Pearson. So Secretary Pearson, tell us about the Lantern Awards and how it impacts companies and their growth.
Well, the Lantern Award is a very special one, and for a number of reasons. First of all, it recognizes a manufacturer in our state, and manufacturers are critically important to us because they have a strong indirect job associated with every job in the manufacturing sector. And so they are prized in terms of driving a vibrant economy. They're wealth builders in communities. So we take great pride in recognizing across the state in the 8 regions the very best of the best in terms of making a presentation of our Lantern Awards. They are actually nominated from within the planning districts around the state. So it's people that are very familiar with this company's maybe advanced technology, maybe the culture of working with this company, maybe some of their community development activities beyond just the 9 to 5, as if any of us work 9 to 5, day-to-day activities. So it's a unique award in that sense, and it recognizes holistically a very important company to Louisiana.
No, thank you very much, Secretary Pearson. Trivia, can you tell us what it's meant to your company and you to win this award?
Yes, Quentin, I'd be happy to do that. So at Obatala, one of our core values is centered around promoting the advancement of innovation and excellence in biomanufacturing. And we're also working to support and uplift the next generation of researchers, scientists, entrepreneurs, engineers. And we're doing that by partnering with the local colleges and universities and other biotech companies and entities such as NOLABA, LED. And so, as you know, the Lantern Award acknowledges strides within both the biomanufacturing or the manufacturing side of things, as we are a biomanufacturer, and with respect to working towards improving the community. And so this award means a lot to us to be a recipient of the 2020 Lantern Award.
No, I can't say enough about what Dr. Frazier has done in Obatala Sciences. And, humble plug for New Orleans, the awards, the lanterns are actually made from a New Orleans shop, Vinvino, that's been doing this since the 40s. So we're very grateful to them. Secretary Pearson, what is the value of this award to the entire economic development community here in Louisiana?
Well, certainly Obatala is out there on the cutting edge of technologies. And from an LED strategic perspective, the life sciences are one of our strategically targeted industries and sectors that we'd like to see grow in our state. Certainly, we know there's a tremendous amount of assets in the Southeast Louisiana and the greater New Orleans region, with basically 2 teaching hospitals, with a primate center, so many effective ways for us to nurture and grow this tremendous new frontier of knowledge that has to be developed, and the technologies that come forward. The New Orleans Bioinnovation Center has long been one of the ways that we could incubate companies and get them started in this regard. So with a Lantern Award and that recognition that follows it, and the promotion that we will execute, and hopefully Obatala will be pretty excited about it. GNO Inc. Others will also be promoting this special award, and that draws attention back from our perspective, nationally, internationally, to a source of excellence right here in our state, in the city of New Orleans. And so those are very key elements. And then I tell you, I travel the state. I go to a number of our manufacturers, and I always have a sense of pride when I see one of these Lantern Awards displayed in a case or at some point in the facility. And I know that the employees that walk by that award feel that same sense of pride every day. So it's really multidimensional in what we're bringing to the table in this special recognition.
Secretary Pearson, the perfect setup for my next question to Dr. Frazier. So, based upon what Secretary Pearson's talked about with sort of the assets in New Orleans, so how do you feel that Obatala is making strides in your field and overall contributing to the New Orleans economy?
Yes, we are working towards filling a critically unmet need within the drug discovery pipeline within the fields of obesity and diabetes and regenerative medicine. And we're excited about that progress as what we're doing and what the field is doing in tissue engineering is allowing better insight into how the human response, how that is impacting the drug discovery pipeline and at a much earlier stage. we're getting insight into safety and efficacy profiles of these compounds that are being developed and targeting some of the underrepresented populations that are not currently being included in the data set as the drugs are being developed. And so as a biomanufacturer that's promoting diversity and diversity of materials and inclusion of wider demographics in terms of a pool of patients for testing these therapies, we're also advancing the field. And we're doing it right here in my hometown in New Orleans. And so I'm very excited about that and very excited about what that means for Louisiana as well.
So, Dr. Frazier, I'm going to notice the motto on the background, driving diversity and research, impacting the future. So with that, what's the innovation that you're most proud of? You've got a lot of them. What's the one that you're most proud of at Obatala Sciences?
Yes, yes, Quentin. I'm most proud of our ability to model tissue from patients of varying demographics. That is something that is currently not available right now in terms of the research side, what's in the literature, as well as what's commercially available in the way of testable, consistently performing, highly performing materials. And what I'm most proud of is our ability, which we have found a way to manufacture that tissue model for patients, for researchers to use and test their therapies within patients. I think it's going to open the field and give greater insight into ways that we can develop better are embarking on the process of learning about a new therapy that's coming down the pipeline. There's more information to provide to them so that they can feel better about it, as well as take it with a better safety profile.
So well stated, and oftentimes timing is everything. What a moment in from an international and a national perspective for everyone's attention to be turning to how important the development of these types of solutions to the pandemic, to a whole array, the obesity and all the diabetes and just a tremendous number of things can be influenced by successful outcomes in your laboratories here in Louisiana, here in New Orleans. Amazing. And again, a whole lot of attention is going to be focused in this lane. And to have a Lantern Award winner leading the way is just tremendous.
Well, I was just going to say, Secretary PIERSON, we truly value the relationship that Obatala has with LED. We value the support that we've received from you. Even in the face of the pandemic, it was crucial for us, for example, to take advantage of the research and development tax credits. It was crucial for us to be able to take advantage of some of the other programming that is focusing on supporting the growth of companies like ours. So that does mean a lot coming from you.
Well, thank you for noting that. And I want our mayor and the legislative delegation and others to know what a great partnership that we have and the kinds of things that we can accomplish when we work together.
No, and that's critically important. And we are in a fiscal session coming up, so say it again about the R&D tax credit and the angel investor tax credit as well. Secretary PIERSON, a final question to you, and then I'm going to let Dr. Frazier have the final word on the same question. What advice would you give companies who are thinking about relocating to New Orleans or starting a company here based upon your leadership of economic development in the state overall?
Well, thank you for that question. It's a very important one. And scientists are typically great scientists, and manufacturers know what they're doing as they get their businesses started and up and running, but they're not often fully aware of the great toolkit that we can bring to bear, not for them just in their very early stages, but to be long-term partners in their success. And so it's important that they recognize that we're a resource and fully utilize the programs that we have available. We want them to have a strong bottom line. We want them to grow and grow their employment footprint in Louisiana. And so often there's important distractions and long days and meeting financial commitments and payroll that really keep all of our leaders in these companies up at night and working hard. But they should never lose sight of the fact that there's some great assistance right at their fingertips through organizations like yours, Quentin.
Thank you so much, Secretary Pearson. Dr. Frazier, last word. There are a lot of people who are going to see this. You inspire me and a lot of my colleagues. Your tremendous leadership and vision. What advice would you give entrepreneurs who sort of say, hey, I've got this idea, man. I hope I can win a Lantern Award at some point?
Yes, and thank you for that question as well, Quentin. I would definitely say that there are, the common elements that stand out regarding, what's needed to start a business, and we know what those are, right? We can say look at the lean business model canvas. We can say look at the business model and sort of do a risk analysis on that side of things, but what I will second in terms of what Secretary Pearson mentioned about, working with the other entities that are within the state, if there is a desire for anyone to enter into business, to start their own business, it's never too early to reach out to the other stakeholders that would be present within your community. And for us, that would mean entities like NOLABA, entities like LED, entities like GNO Inc. The reason being is because the resources that are available extend well beyond what you would think of in the scope of just the growth model, what you would think of in the scope of just getting the business started. Those resources do help along those lines as we're taking advantage of the economic gardening program, for example, with LED, as we have had our voice amplified through partnership with NOLABA, and making the world aware of what we're doing as a biotech startup here in New Orleans. But again, those resources extend well beyond that. And so I would say that just as important as it is to perform a risk analysis about, what it is that you're getting into regarding your market, your field, the competition, where things stand there, it is equally as important to communicate with your other stakeholders who are involved in both the political, the environmental and community areas, the arenas, economic development, local economic development offices, because those will be just as impactful to your business.
I couldn't think of a better way to close it. Congratulations to Dr. Frazier and the entire team at Obatala Sciences. Always want to thank Secretary Don Pearson. Couldn't think of a better champion for Louisiana businesses, someone who gives so much of himself to this work. And want to thank my colleagues at the New Orleans Business Alliance, and congratulations to all the Lantern Award winners. And just remember, the Lantern Awards are manufactured right in New Orleans. Benvelo was responsible. So thank you very much, and can't wait to hopefully see you in person next year. So proud of the entire team at Obatala Sciences, and thanks to our friends and partners at Louisiana Economic Development. I also want to thank my colleagues at the New Orleans Business Alliance, our friends at Elephant Quilt for making sure that this ran smoothly. But I also want to thank our friends at Ideal Village, who are the producers of NOEW, New Orleans Entrepreneurial Week. We're grateful for them. Bottom line, New Orleans is open for business. Entrepreneurs are welcome. Thank you very much, and stay safe.